सम्प्रचरत्सु नानायागेषु विरचिताङ्गक्रियेषु अपूर्वं यत्तत्क्रियाफलं धर्माख्यं परे ब्रह्मणि यज्ञपुरुषे सर्वदेवतालिङ्गानां मन्त्राणाम् अर्थनियामकतया साक्षात्कर्तरि परदेवतायां भगवती वासुदेवे एव भावयामानः आत्मनैपुण्यमृदित कषायः हविषु अध्वर्युभिः गृह्यमाणेषु सह यजमानः यज्ञभाजः देवान् तान् पुरुष अवयवेषु अभ्यध्यायत्। हरे कृष्ण।
थैंक यू। विजय कुमारी माताजी।
हरे कृष्ण माताजी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। संप्रासत्सु नाना योगेषु विरचितांग क्रियेषव अपूर्वं यत्तत्क्रियाबलं धर्माख्यं प्रमणि परे यज्ञपुरुषे सर्व देवतालिङ्गानां मन्त्राणाम् अर्धन्याम कथया साक्षात् कन्द्री परदेवतां भगवति वासुदेव एव भावयामान आत्म नैपुण्यमृद कषयो हविष्व अत्वर्युभिः गृह्यमाणेषु स यजमानो यज्ञभाजो देवांस्तान् पुरुषवा वेश्व अद्ययत्। थैंक यू माताजी।
थैंक यू कृष्ण। चित्रमोहिनी माताजी।
हरे कृष्ण माताजी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। संप्रचरत्सु नानायागेषु विरचिता अंगक्रियेषु अपूर्वं यत्तत्क्रियाफलं धर्माख्यं परे ब्रह्मणि यज्ञपुरुषे सर्वदेवतालिङ्गानां मन्त्राणाम् अर्थनियमाकतया साक्षात्कर्तरि परदेवतायां भगवती वासुदेव एव भावयामानैपुण्यो हविष्य अध्वर्युभिः गृह्यमाणेषु सा यजमानो यज्ञभाजो देवस्थान पुरुष अवयव वेश्व अभ्यधायात्। हरे कृष्ण माताजी।
थैंक यू कृष्ण। प्रफुल्ला माताजी।
हरे कृष्ण माताजी। नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। संप्रचरेषु नाना योगेषु व्यचितांग क्रियेषु अपूर्वं यत्तत्क्रियाफलं धर्माख्यं परे ब्रह्मणि यज्ञ पुरुषे सर्वदेवतालिङ्गं मन्त्रणाम् अर्थनियमकतया साक्षात्कर्तरि परदेवतायां भगवती वासुदेव एव भावयमान आत्मनैपुण्यमृदत कषाय हविष्य अधभ्रयुभिर्गृह्यमाणेषु स यजमान अज्ञभाजो देवं तान् पुरुषवर अवयवेषु अभ्यध्ययत। हरे कृष्ण माताजी। थैंक यू माताजी।
वेंकट नरसिम्हा प्रभु जी। हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्ण माताजी।
हरे कृष्ण।
संप्रसत सरत्सु नानायोगेषु यागेषु विरचिता क्रियेषु पूर्वं यत्तत् क्रियाफलं धर्माख्यं परे ब्रह्मणि यज्ञपुरुषे सर्वदेवतालिङ्गानां मन्त्राणाम् अनिर्नियामकतया साक्षात्कर्तरि परदेवतायां भगवती वासुदेव एव भावयमान आत्मनैपुण्यमृदित कषायो हविष अध्वर्युभिः गृह्यमाणेषु सा यजमानो यज्ञभाजो देवांस्तान् पुरुषावयवनेषु अभ्युदयत्।
थैंक यू कृष्ण। मधु माताजी।
हरे कृष्ण माताजी। दंडवत प्रणाम। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। संप्रचरत्सु नानायागेषु विरचितांग क्रियेष्व पूर्वं यत्क्रियाफलं धर्माख्यं परे ब्रह्मणि यज्ञपुरुषे सर्वदेवतालिङ्गानां मन्त्राणामर्थनियामकतया साक्षात्कर्तरि परदेवतायां भगवती वासुदेव एव भावयमान् आत्मनैपुण्यं विदित कषायो हविष्वध्वर्युर्भिः गृह्यमाणेषु स यजमानो यज्ञभाजो देवांस्तान् पुरुषावयवश्वभ्यध्यायात्। थैंक यू माता जी।
Thank
हरे
you.
कृष्णा।
Shubha Rao Prabhu ji.
हरे कृष्णा माता जी, दंडवत प्रणाम। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। संप्रचरत्सु नाना यागेषु विरचितांग क्रियेष्व पूर्वम् एतत् क्रियाफलं धर्माख्यं परे ब्रह्मणि यज्ञपुरुषे सर्वदेवतालिङ्गानां मन्त्राणामर्धनियामकतया साक्षात् कर्तरि परदेवतायां भगवति वासुदेव एव भावायमाना आत्मनैपुण्यं मृदित कषायो हविष्वध्वर्युभिर्गृह्यमाणेषु स यजमानो यज्ञभाजो देवांस्तान् पुरुषा वयवेष्वभ्यध्यायत्। हरे कृष्ण।
Thank you, Krishna. Usha Bhaskar and Mataji.
हरे कृष्णा माताजी। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। संप्रचरत्सु नन यज्ञेषु विरचिन्द यवेषु अपूर्वं यत् क्रियाफलं धर्मख्यं परे ब्रह्मणि यज्ञपुरुष सर्वदेवता लिङ्गानामन्त्रणम् अर्थनियमा नाय साक्षात् कर्तरि परा देवादयं भगवती वासुदेव एव भावयामान आत्मनैपुण्यमृत स यो हविष् अद्वैयुभिर् क्रियमाणेषु स यजमान यज्ञभजो देवं तन् पुरुषस्त्वैवैसो अभ्यदायत्। हरे कृष्ण
Thank you.
माताजी।
Revati Mataji.
हे कृष्ण माताजी, दंडवत प्रणाम। संप्रदासु नान योगेषु विरचितांग क्रियेश अपूर्वं यत्तत् क्रियाबलं धर्माख्यं ब्रह्मणि युर्यज्ञ पुरुषो सर्वदेवातिसलिङ्गानां मन्तराणामन्तन्यामकथयां साक्षात् गन्धरी परिदेवतायां भगवती वासुदेवा एव भयवान आत्मना पुण्यरुतित कषायो हविष्व अतवर्युपि गृहं शेषस यजमानो यज्ञभाजो देवांस तान् पुरुषावयवेष्वम् अत्यन्तयायात्। हरे कृष्ण माताजी, थैंक यू वेरी
Thank
मच।
you, Krishna. Anjali Mataji.
संप्रचरत्सु नानायागेषु विरचिताङ्गक्रियेष्व पूर्वं यत्क्रियाफलं धर्माख्यं परे ब्रह्मणि यज्ञपुरुषे सर्वदेवतालिङ्गानां मन्त्राणाम् अर्थनियामकतया साक्षात्कर्तरि परदेवतायां भगवती वासुदेव एव भावयतान् आत्मनैपुण्यमृदत कषायो हविष्व अर्ध्वयुर्भिः गृह्यमाणेषु स यज्ञभाजो देवास्तान् पुरुषा अवयेवषु अभ्यध्यायत। हरे कृष्ण माताजी।
Thank you, Krishna. Samprachartatsu nana yageshu vicharitanga kriyeshva apurvam yattat kriya phalam dharmakhyam pare brahmani yagna purushe sarva devata linganam mantranam artha niyama kataya sakshat kartari paradevatayam bhagavati vasudeva eva भावयमाना आत्मा नैपुण्या मृदिता कषायो हविष्व अध्यायुभिर्गृह्यमाणेषु स यजमानो यज्ञभाजो देवांस्तान् पुरुषाश्वेष्व अभ्यादयात्। Sampracharatsu, when beginning to perform, Nana Yageshu, various kinds of sacrifice, Virachit Anga Kriyeshu, in which the supplementary rites were performed, Apurvam, remote, Yat, whatever, Tat, Kriya Phalam, the result of sacrifice, dharma akhyam, by the name of religion, pare, onto the transcendence, Brahmani, the Supreme Lord, Yagna Purushe, the joy of all sacrifices, Sarva Devata Linganam, which manifest all the demigods, Mantranam of the Vedic hymns, Artha Niyama Kataya, due to being the controller of the objects, Sakshat Kartari, directly the performer, Para Devatayam, the origin of all demigods, Bhagavati, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeve, onto Krishna, Eva, certainly, Bhava aya manaha, always thinking. Atma naipunya mridita kashayaha, freed from all lust and anger by his expertise in such thinking. Havishvo, the ingredients to be offered in the sacrifice. Adha varyu bhi, when the priest expert in the sacrifice is mentioned in the Atharva Veda. Griha maneshu, taking. Saha, Maharaj Bharat, Yajamanaha, the sacrificer, Yajabhaja, the recipient of the result of sacrifice, Devan, all the demigods, Tan, them, Purusha, Ava, Ya, Veshu, as different parts and limbs of the body, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda. Abhya Dhayayat, he thought. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. After performing the preliminaries of various sacrifices, Maharaj Bharat offered the results in the name of religion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vasudeva. In other words, he performed all the yagyas for the satisfaction of Lord Vasudeva. Krishna, Maharaj Bharat thought that since the demigods were different parts of Vasudeva's body, he controls those who are explained in the Vedic mantras. By thinking in this way, Maharaj Bharat was freed from all material contamination such as attachment, lust and greed. When the priests were about to offer the sacrificial ingredients into the fire, Maharaj Bharat expertly understood how the offering made to different demigods was simply an offering to the different limbs of the Lord. For instance, Indra is the arm of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and Surya, the sun, is his eye. Thus, Maharaj Bharat considered that the oblations offered to different demigods were actually offered onto the different limbs of Lord Vasudeva. Purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead says that as long as one does not develop the pure devotional service of Shravanam Kirtanam, hearing and chanting, one must carry out his prescribed duties. Since Bharat Maharaj was a great devotee, one may ask why he performed so many sacrifices that are actually meant for karmis. The fact is that he was simply following the orders of Vasudeva. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. Bhagavad Gita 18 chapter verse 66. Whatever we do, we should constantly remember Vasudeva. People are generally addicted to offering obeisances to various demigods, but Maharaj Bharat simply wanted to please Lord Vasudeva. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram, chapter 5, verse 29. A yajna may be carried out to satisfy a particular demigod, but when the yajna is offered to the yajna Purusha Narayan, the demigods are satisfied. The purpose of performing different yajnas is to satisfy the Supreme Lord. One may perform them in the name of different demigods or directly. If we directly offer oblations to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the demigods are automatically satisfied. If we water the root of a tree, the branches, twigs, fruits, and flowers are automatically satisfied. When one offers the sacrifices to different demigods, one should remember that the demigods are simply parts of the body of the Supreme. If we worship the hand of a person, we intend to satisfy the person himself. If we massage a person's legs, we do not really serve the legs, but the person who possesses the legs. All the demigods are different parts of the Lord. And if we offer service to them, we actually serve the Lord himself. Demigod worship is mentioned in Brahma Samhita. But actually the shlokas advocate worship of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Govinda. For instance, worship of the goddess Durga is mentioned this way in Brahma Samhita, 5th chapter, verse 44. Shrishti Sthiti Pralaya Sadhana Shakti Reka Chaye Vayasya Bhuvanani Vibharti Durga Ichhanurupamapi yasya na cheshtate sa Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. Following the orders of Sri Krishna, the goddess Durga creates, maintains, and annihilates. Sri Krishna also confirms this statement in Bhagavad Gita. Maya adhyakshena prakati suyate sachara acharam. This material nature is working under my direction as son of Kunti, and it is producing all moving and unmoving beings. Bhagavad Gita chapter 9 verse 10. We should worship the demigods in that spirit. Because the goddess Durga satisfies Krishna, we should therefore offer respects to goddess Durga. Because Lord Shiva is nothing but Krishna's functional body, we should therefore offer respects to Lord Shiva. Simply, we should offer respects to Brahma, Agni, and Surya. There are many offerings to different demigods, and one should always remember that these offerings are usually meant to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bharat Maharaj did not aspire to receive some benediction from demigods. His aim was to please the Supreme Lord. In the Mahabharata, among the thousands names of Vishnu, it is said that Yagna Bhuk, Yagna Krit, Yagya, the enjoyer of Yagya, the performer of Yagya, and the Yagya itself are the Supreme Lord. Enjoyer, performer, and Yagya itself. The Supreme Lord is the performer of everything, but out of ignorance, the living entity thinks that he is the actor. As long as we think we are the actors, we bring about karma kand, bondage to activity. If we act for Yagya, for Krishna, there is no karma bandhan. Yagna arthat karmano anyatra loko ayam karma bandhanaha. Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed, otherwise work binds one to this material world. Chapter 3, verse 9, Bhagavad Gita. Following the instructions of Bharat Maharaj, we should act not for our personal satisfaction, but for the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter 17, verse 28, it is also stated, Ashraddhaya hutam dattam tapastaptam kritam chayat asad iti uchyate partha nacha tad pretaya no iha. Sacrifices, austerities, and charities performed without faith in the Supreme Personality of Godhead are non-permanent. Regardless of whatever rituals are performed, they are called asat, non-permanent. They are therefore useless both in this life and the next. But kings like Maharaj Ambarish and many other Raja Rishis who are pure devotees of the Lord simply pass their time in the service of the Supreme Lord. When a pure devotee executes some service through the agency of another person, he should not be criticized, for his activities are meant for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord. The devotee may have a priest perform some karma kand, and the priest may not be a pure Vaishnava. But because the devotee wants to please the Supreme Lord, he should not be criticized. The word apurva is very significant. The resultant actions of karma are called apurva. When we act piously or impiously, immediate results do not ensue. We therefore wait for the results, which are called apurva. The results are manifest in the future. Even the smartas accept this apurva. Pure devotees simply act for the pleasure of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, the results of their activities are spiritual or permanent. They are not like those of karmis, which are non-permanent. This is confirmed in Bhagavad Gita chapter 4, verse 23. Gata sangasya muktasya jnana avasthita chetasaha yagna acharatah karma samagram praviliyate. The work of a man who is unattached to the modes of material nature and who is fully situated in transcendental knowledge merges entirely into the transcendence. A devotee is always free from material contamination. He is fully situated in knowledge, and therefore his sacrifices are intended for the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanchalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. He Krishna Karna Sindhu Deenbandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kantha Radha Kantha Namastite. Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishbhanuste Devi Pranamami Hari Priyai. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaur Bhakti Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaurvani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Krishna. After performing the preliminaries of various sacrifices, Maharaj Bharat offered the results in the name of religion to the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vasudeva. In other words, he performed all the yagyas for the satisfaction of Lord Vasudeva Krishna. Maharaj Bharat thought that since the demigods were different parts of Vasudeva's body, he controls those who are explained in the Vedic mantras. By thinking in this way, Maharaj Bharat was freed from all material contamination, such as attachment, lust, and greed. When the priests were about to offer the sacrificial ingredients into the fire, Maharaj Bharat expertly understood how the offering made different demigods was simply an offering to the different limbs of the Lord. For instance, Indra is the arm of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and Surya, the sun, is his eye. Thus, Maharaj Bharat considered that the oblations offered to different demigods were actually offered onto the different limbs of Lord Vasudeva. Alright, we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 5th canto, which is called as the creative impetus. And we are reading from chapter 7, which is called as what?
The
What's the
activities
name?
of
The-
The activities of King Bharat.
That, and who is King Bharat?
Bharat is the son of Rishabhdeva.
Rishabhdeva.
He is the son of Rishabdev. And what have we studied so far? We studied in the first verse that King Bharat
Order of father.
married. Who did he marry?
Panchajani.
Panchajani, the daughter of
Vishwarupa.
Vishwarupa. And then he got how many sons?
5.
What is the analogy explained by which he got the sons? Only the ladies have
False
All
ego
ego create the subtle
creates the
sense.
subtle senses.
Subtle sense.
You can't understand. One person speak. Madhu Mataji, please speak. Madhu Soni Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, it's like false ego creates the subtle senses or objects. So like that Maharaj Bharat
False
had
ego
5
creates the
sons.
subtle sense objects. That's how he
Yes.
created the children. Yes. Okay, then what did we study? What happened after that? What is explained?
Then he
Because of
ruled.
Bharata, Ajnaba Varsham has become Bharata Varsham.
Very nice. And then because King Bharat was ruling the world now. And then what did we study? That what
He
kind
is
of
very
ruler was
learned and
he?
experienced and is perfect in his ruling.
How
And
was
following,
he perfect?
He himself.
because by being engaged in his own responsibilities, he made others also to be responsible. Engaged
He
in
saw to
the
it that all his
Varnashrama,
Yeah, okay.
occupation duties.
activities to the
Varnashrama.
Nobody was unemployed, and he showed by his own example how to be engaged in one's occupational duty and for the satisfaction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, very nice. What did we study yesterday? What kind of
Performed all the
sacrifices he did? He did
he
various
performed
kinds
all
of
Agnihotra.
he did various kinds of sacrifices, but for the age of Kali, what sacrifice is recommended? What Bharat Maharaj did, that is recommended, or what is recommended?
No, Japa Yajna is only recommended.
So chanting the holy
Kirtana.
names of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the only sacrifice recommended in this particular yuga. So here we are reading that when this is continuing from the last verse that he was performing various kinds of sacrifices. Even though he was performing sacrifices to different demigods, but the end result was he wanted to satisfy Krishna. And when the priests were chanting the mantras, he could understand that the demigods are nothing but they represent different bodily limbs of or bodily parts of Krishna. And Prabhupada gives example, or Sukdev Goswami gives example. For example, Surya represents the eye, Indra represents the arm. So basically, even if it is even if the sacrifice is meant for a demigod, but he was very intelligent and always alert to remember that this is actually just a part of Krishna's body. And that way he developed detachment. He did not get attached. And that way, whatever benedictions were received, they were offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead very easily, because process itself, he was detached. The result he got was also very detached because he always remembered who it is for. And in this way, by thinking in this way, Maharaj Bharat was freed from all material contamination such as attachment, lust, and greed. Okay, which is a very important point, because person in the mode of passion is also performing ritualistic ceremonies. But how come one can perform a Vedic like karma kandiya activities, which includes sacrifices, in the mode of passion? They're in the mode of passion because it is leading to more attachment, leading to more lust, leading to more greed. Okay, like going to a demigod to ask for benediction, and a demigod gives the benediction, so one becomes more passionate about it. One wants to enjoy more. The propensity to enjoy becomes more pronounced. But if somebody is performing a demigod yajna, but is actually meant to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they not touched by the material contamination. This is the verdict that Prabhupada has explained in many ways. It's not that one should not perform a yajna or one should run away from the responsibilities. Says that is very important. First line is very important. Supreme Personality of Godhead says that as long as one does not develop the pure devotional service of Shravanam, Kirtanam, hearing and chanting, one must carry out his prescribed duties. Okay, so this is for each one of us. As long as we are not pure devotees, we cannot escape our prescribed duties, which are, okay, for a grahastha, Narad Muni explains to King Yudhishthira in 7th canto. For example, offering oblations to forefathers. One cannot say, oh, I have now become a devotee of Krishna. Now I have no obligations to perform, and neither offering oblations to the forefathers or ancestors or departed family members. But I'm not a pure devotee. Right? I'm not a pure devotee. I don't have full attachment to Shravanam and Kirtanam, so must carry out. Must carry out under the supervision of a great devotee. So we can and carry out in a way that actually Krishna is satisfied with that particular sacrifice. Okay, offer forefathers and departed ancestors the Vishnu Prasad, not anything else. That way everybody is satisfied. Because everybody is ultimately looking for Krishna, because everybody is part and parcel of Krishna, or any other duty, don't run away. There was a devotee in ISKCON. He has a wife and a daughter, and he, said, okay, I am not going to get entangled in material life. I'm just going to go to Vrindavan and live. So he literally took off. He dropped his family. He took off. He went to Vrindavan and said, he told his guru that I'm going to just do my Krishna consciousness because I want to be aloof from Maya. Everybody belongs to Krishna. Krishna has a reserved quota for everybody. So even if I'm not there, this my so-called my wife and so-called my daughter will be taken care of. So he actually took off, but his guru, blasted him. His guru scolded him so much and held him by the neck and brought him back. You cannot run away from your prescribed duties. Who do you think you are? A very nice, pure devotee? No, you're not. Even we see the example of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. He did not run away from his responsibilities. We even see Srila Prabhupada. He did not run away from his household responsibilities, even though he wanted to go to his Guru Maharaj so many times, right? So don't think Krishna consciousness is an excuse to run away from what seems to be difficult in our life. Cannot. Actually, Krishna consciousness trains us to face the difficulties because it gives the full verdict that this place is a difficult place. The place cannot be simple. If I'm going to avoid this particular responsibility, then I'm going to have to face a greater difficulty because I'll be punished. Okay, so better to face it, but face it in the spirit of Krishna consciousness. Arjun was also asked to face it. Right? Arjun was asked to face his demons. Bharat Maharaj is voluntarily because his father has trained him. Remember, his father told him that a householder does what? What did his father said when he was giving instructions to his sons? The householder, what did he say? Runs away from the house? What did Rishabdev say?
They do not attach, Mataji.
So how did they
And
detach? Run away? far away.
No,
Colored
they have
wine.
to.
They should earn whatever they require, and if they got extra, then they should perform the charity in devotional service like that.
Yeah, very nice. So the attachment is the problem, and attachment is not, it's a problem as long as there is no Krishna there. Okay, it's not a problem if there is Krishna factor, right? For example, we have Dhruva Maharaj. When he was boarding the Vaikuntha Viman to go to Dhruvalok, he asked, what did he ask? What did he ask?
Where
My
is my
mother
mother?
also
Mother to
must
be
go.
Where is my mother?
Yeah.
Right? And then the Vaikuntha, the devotees told him to look towards his right, and he saw that his mother was boarding another Vaikuntha Viman. So, you see, a family that prays together, stays strong here as well. So, this attachment, lust, and greed is in the mode of passion. Right? This attachment which comes by virtue of sense gratification is in the mode of passion, and mode of passion leads to transmigration of the soul, which is the dangerous, which is very dangerous for a conditioned soul. The conditioned soul, to remain conditioned, is a very dangerous platform to be in. If we can somehow, dovetail that attachment in the spirit of Krishna consciousness, it's like, okay, don't be just a husband, be a spiritual husband. Don't be just a wife, be a spiritual wife. Don't be just a father or mother, be a spiritual parent. Be a spiritual friend, somehow or other, and that cannot happen unless and until one is feeding their own Krishna consciousness. It starts with self. We cannot impact a single soul unless and until we are completely convinced of our convictions. It's not possible. It will not happen. Krishna will not allow. So to be able to convince others, we have to be fully convinced for it that my attachment is directed in a wrong manner. If somehow I can direct this attachment to bring everyone to Krishna, including my own self, then that is fine. Because we here in Vaikuntha Lok also, there are families, like there are couples, they're married, there are children, there are animals, there are families, there are grandparents, everybody is there. So, but how is the life there different than here? Because the attachment, the only enjoyer is Krishna. Okay, one is even entering the family life, so Krishna will be happy. We can, why serve alone? 2 people will serve. And then we have children, 3 people will serve. So you see, this is the conviction, or this is the desire. It's not easy though. In material world, it's not easy. It's not an easy place. Don't even mistake it that it's going to be easy here. That is why we need devotees. We need spiritual master. We need acharyas. We need a lot of help. It's a very difficult place to be in. Okay, so even though you see Prabhupada is giving this warning, he's giving us this vision. Now, what is Prabhupada Pranam Mantra? Om Agyan. What is the Pranam Mantra? Who knows this? Om Agyan.
Om Agyantimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya.
What does it mean? What is the meaning?
Yeah.
Om Agyantimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya means what?
Remove the darkness
Dr.
of
Avasti.
ignorance.
So, please go ahead, Dr. Avasti.
The one who carries us from ignorance or darkness of ignorance to the light of knowledge. Om Agyan Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya. He gave us the eyes of knowledge, the vision of knowledge.
Very nice.
Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena. That is how we get the eyesight. We get the vision.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Agyan Timirandasya. So we need the guru who can actually guide us out of the Timirandasya Jnananjana. Timir, the mode of ignorance, which is in Timir. Okay, so Agyan Timirandasya. I was born in the darkest zone of ignorance, darkness of ignorance.
My spiritual master opened.
My spiritual master opened my eyes to the knowledge. So So if we are thinking this to be an easy place, if we are thinking that, oh, I am chanting Hare Krishna, my attachment is only to Krishna, everybody else doesn't matter, they don't matter in my life. Oh, I'm gonna walk alone, I don't need anybody, I can be just by myself and Krishna, me and Krishna. Not happening. At least what we are learning from Srila Prabhupada. Okay, it's not happening. Prabhupada made the society. If it was possible, then he would have just said, stay home and read my books. That no, get out and associate with devotees and do some effort. See, service leads to development of taste in Krishna consciousness. If we are just doing whatever japa, Mahatma Prabhu says, there's a kind of japa which is called whatever japa. You see, your tongue is going japa, but the mind is in its own agenda land. So whatever, whatever japa. Then we are not going to advance very quickly. Of course, we'll advance, but growth will be very slow. And Prabhupada is giving reference that it's not that we don't respect the demigods. It's not that we start looking down upon them. It's like we look at this situation in relationship with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he's giving a reference from Brahma Samhita about how Durga is seen in reference to Krishna and how she's following the orders. This Chaye Vayasya Bhuvanati Vibharti Durga. Chaye Vayasya, she's like a shadow. Shadow. Shadow follows a person, right? When a person is walking, the shadow follows that person. Like that, Durga, she follows like a shadow the orders of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Whatever Krishna says, she does. We need to give credit to the devotee. She deserves it. Lord Shiva deserves it, what he's doing on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Brahma or Indra, they all deserve. Agni, Surya, they deserve to be respected because they are perfectly following the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just that much is enough. Okay, if you say, okay, but Indra is always in war, he's always trying to, acquire so much. Don't go there. Just don't go there, because Krishna will take care of it. We need to respect that personality because Krishna has given him that particular post, because he has an ability to follow the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so but if we do that, what is the advantage? We don't get entangled. Our yajna or act of sacrifice don't lead to entanglement. But if we don't do that, then it leads to entanglement. Entanglement to another life, entanglement to another set of circumstances, entanglement to something else. In America, there is a custom which is becoming very, very famous, of entertainment. It's called the escape room. Has anyone heard of it? The escape room. Have you heard of it? Yeah, have you heard literally the name of the
Mataji.
place is the escape room. Have you heard of it?
No, Mataji.
Okay. So what happens there is escape room. So it says, okay, you come here, you pay us, $20, and then you can be escaping the regular problems of life, and you can have something else to do. So you know what they do? They make this room, and then they put all somehow these people, they collect all the broken things from the county. Like, for example, if somebody is getting rid of the refrigerator, somebody is getting rid of the AC or TV or any electrical devices, these people, they buy and they put this in the room, and then they give these people some device to smash these products, like a stick or like an axe or something. And you say, okay, now go and start breaking this product because you're escaping. Because what is the definition of not escaping? Is that in the outside of this room, we are supposed to collect these gadgets. We are supposed to make sure that they work very nicely, and we are supposed to upgrade them regularly. But here you come, you escape that normalcy, and you just break everything which is there. So this is the definition of an escape room. Now tell me, is this really an escape? Tell me. Is really an escape?
No,
Doesn't
Mataji.
even
No,
make
Mataji.
sense to a sane person. Doesn't even make sense.
No.
So in the
No.
heart of heart, this person who has paid money to go there and break all these things is actually frustrated with these things in their house. Would rather break it. So this is how material world is. If we don't do it for Krishna, we are not going to escape. We're going to get into, actually we want to escape. Actually, we are fed up, tired. Yeah, what is the most common I hear that a lot. The most common thing, if you ask someone, how are you? The most common response that I get to hear is, I am tired. I am exhausted. Yes, do you hear that too? If you ask, how are you? I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Yeah. So
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Mataji.
even if I asked in this class, some people, how are you? Says, I'm really tired. So yes, we are tired. We are tired because the modes of material nature are tiring. We're not actually serving the soul. I was hearing Prabhupada's lecture an hour ago, and Prabhupada was saying that we are serving the body, we're serving the mind, we're doing such big arrangements, but where is the service to the soul? We're living in this particular place, but we're not serving the soul. So of course we are not going to get out because we are not doing the right thing. So the verdict here is, do the right thing. Even if it is uncomfortable or even if it is inconvenient, you still do the right thing. But to be able to do the right thing, we need to know the right thing. So to know the right thing, approach the right person. And who is going to be the right person? Who is going to take us to the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Okay. Okay, so no matter where we are in life, no matter what situation is one in, one can always develop a love for the Supreme Personality of Godhead with even the minutest of the minutest act one will do. Just offering a flower in your altar, but do it with so much love. Krishna, this is for you. I picked it for you. That's enough. Just changing the water cups of your deities, if you have deities. Just offering the arti, just chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. We are chanting anyway. We are giving the time. We're giving the time. We are giving the effort. We are giving our energy. We're making adjustments in our life. Why not do the right way? Why not do the right way? We're giving so many things. Why not just do it the right way? Why do whatever japa? Why not just disconnect from the world to connect with my own self? We have to disconnect because this world will not let us connect to ourselves. There's so many distractions, moment to moment. There are distractions. Our own mind is a distraction, forget about anything else. Okay, so that way, if we follow the example of Bharat Maharaj, if we take enough inspiration, then we are satisfying Krishna. And if Krishna is satisfied, then everybody is satisfied because he's the root cause of the existence of the whole world. Questions, reflections, realizations, corrections, or complaints? Nothing in the chat. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes,
Mataji.
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, Mataji.